Hey Bookaholics, it's Isabel and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. I already did this, but when I looked at the video, the lighting was terrible, so I had to do it again. So here I am again, and let's just get right into it because there's a lot of questions. So the first question is best book you read so far in 2018? And this should come as no surprise, but that one is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This is definitely my #1 book so far this year. It is amazing. I absolutely loved it. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on this book, I did create a non-spoiler review, and I'll put the link up here and down in the description box if you want to see what I think about this book. Number 2 is best sequel you read so far in 2018. And to be honest, when I was looking through my Goodreads, I realized that I did not read any sequels. I read the first book in a series, but I didn't read any of the sequels, but I did read a whole series. So I'm just going to talk about that. The series that I read, and I read all the sequels after the first book, was Heroes of Olympus by Rick Riordan. This is the second book, so I thought this was appropriate considering that this was my favorite book out of the whole series, so I decided to go with this one. The series is amazing. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to get into the Trials of Apollo because a lot of people love that series so much, and I'm just excited to get into it and to see where it goes. Number 3 is new release you haven't read but you want to. Now this book, this was like one of my most anticipated reads of 2018, and I was so excited when it came out. I was ready to go to the bookstore buy it. It wasn't there for a while, so I had to wait, and I checked online to see if it was in the stores. Wasn't there, and eventually when it finally was, I bought it right away, and I still haven't picked it up. So that one is A Girl Like That by Tanaza Bathina. This one I'm really looking forward to reading. It does seem like it's gonna be a pretty heavy book. It's called Fascinating and Disturbing by Jodi Picoult, so you guys know how I love my Jodi Picoult, so I'm really excited for that. This one, it pretty much follows a girl who is not seen very well in her community, and they all encourage their kids to stay away from her because she's a girl like that. This one boy who is the kind of good boy, and they end up dying in a car crash, and then the mystery ensues. So I'm really curious of how this goes because it is in Saudi Arabia, so I have never read a book in that setting before, and I'm really curious of how this goes. Number 4 is most anticipated release in the second half of the year. This one should also come as no surprise, but What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I am so freaking excited for this book. So many people have gotten the arc, and I'm just like so freaking jealous right now. I just need it so much. That is the one that is my most anticipated read of 2018. My 2 favorite authors co-writing a book, and it just sounds freaking amazing. It seems to follow 2 boys. One just broke up with his boyfriend, and he's sending out some of the stuff he left through post, and then he ends up running into this person, and they keep on running into each other. So it sounds freaking adorable, so I'm really excited. Number 5 is Biggest Disappointment. Now this one, it's not like a disappointed in the way that I hate this book or anything like that. It's just that when I was anticipating it, I was expecting more. I was expecting to give it like a 5-star rating, and I was so excited, and I ended up giving it a 3-star. So I was a little disappointed with that. But that one was Leia on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. I was really excited for this book, and it just didn't quite hit the mark that her other 2 books, Simon and Upside Down, quite had hit, so a little disappointing, but I still enjoyed it. It was still fun to read. It just didn't quite hit me in the same way. Number 6 is Biggest Surprise. Now this one was a pretty big surprise for me. It is by an author that I really love, but it is a plotline that I'm not really all that excited for. You'll understand when I talk about it. But that one was Renegades by Marissa Mayer. This one follows superheroes, and usually like when superhero movie comes out, everyone's so excited, and I'm just like meh. And then usually when I watch them, I enjoy them, but they're not ones that I will like rewatch all the time or anything like that. But this one, when I got this one, I mostly got it because everyone was talking about it, and the cover is just freaking gorgeous. So I ended up getting it, and I read it, and I freaking loved it. Like, oh my god, I'm in love with this book. I will reread it. I am so excited for the sequel, and I just cannot wait. So I was really surprised by this book. Number 7 is favorite new author, whether it's debut or just new to me. I'm gonna have to go with Mindy McGinnis. I was so blown away by this book. The writing was amazing. So this one, it pretty much follows Alex Craft. Her sister was raped and killed, and the person who did it was set free, and she takes it into her own hands, and it just kind of follows, I think it's like 2 or 3 years after that, and it is just very intriguing. The commentary on rape culture in here is freaking amazing, and I will read anything that Mindy McGinnis comes out with. I love this book so much. Number 8 is newest fictional crush. I don't really get crushes too often on book characters. I think last year it was, I can't remember his name. See, that's how much I have crushes. I can't remember my crush's name. He was from the Lunar Chronicles. He was the one who was always with like Cinder for a while and then ends up falling for one of the girls in the third book. So I just can't remember his name. And another one was Peter. I love Peter from To All the Boys I Loved Before. He was just my bae. I never say bae. Why just say it? Like, I never say that word. I don't know. But this year I really loved Thomas Creswell from Stalking Jack the Ripper. I just fell in love with him. The like witty back and forth between him and Audrey Rose was just so freaking fantastic, and I just loved his wit and his sarcasm, and he was just wonderful. I really loved him. Number 9 is newest favorite character, and I'm gonna have to go with Zaylee from Children of Blood and Bone is definitely my new favorite character. I just really love her strength and her willing to do whatever it takes to protect her family. So I really loved her. Number 10 is Book That Made You Cry. This book made me bawl, not just cry. I was freaking bawling while I was reading this one, and that one was A Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This one, closer to the end, I was just bawling my eyes out, and then even when I finished it, I was just bawling my eyes out. It was so freaking emotional, and I freaking loved it. This one, it kind of is a retelling a bit of the Iliad, but just following Achilles and Patroclus as he is kind of banished from his father's land and then is put into the building of where Achilles lives, and yeah, he becomes his right-hand man, and it's LGBTQ, so you can guess how that goes. But I really love this because like the Achilles character in the Iliad is pretty much just shown as this stone character who will just kill and kill, but like in this one you actually get to see like more personality and a character in him. I really love that. Number 11 is Book That Made You Happy. I'm gonna have to go with Noteworthy on this one. Last year I did Simon vs. Homo Sapiens Agenda, and although that one is probably the one that makes me the happiest, I did read it last year, so I can't say it twice, even though I did reread it this year. But this one definitely made me happy for a new book that I read. It was just plain adorable, and I really loved the combination of like the movie She's the Man and then Pitch Perfect. It was just freaking amazing. This one pretty much follows a girl who is in this school that really goes towards like musical theater, singing and all that kind of stuff. She is trying to get into musical theater, getting a part in a musical or play, and she's having a really hard time because her voice is a little different, so she ends up cross-dressing as a man to get into the all-male a cappella group. It's really freaking amazing. I freaking loved it. I really loved how the author developed her own music for this, so I found that really fun that she really went into all this and made music for it. Number 12, favorite book to movie adaptation, and to be honest, this is not even a question. You guys know what I'm going to talk about. Love, Simon, because that was the best book to movie adaptation I've ever freaking seen. I absolutely loved it. Number 13 is favorite video you've done this year so far, and I'm gonna have to go with my original book tag, and that was Who Will Win book tag. And this one I just had a lot of fun creating it. It's kind of the same idea as like the Rip It or Ship It, but instead of matching the characters romantically, you match them if they would win or lose in a fight. I really love doing that one. I love creating it, I love filming it, and I love editing it. Number 14 is most beautiful book you bought so far this year. I'm gonna have to go with Ship It by Britta London, just because the nakedness is so real right now. It is so freaking gorgeous. I absolutely loved it, so I just couldn't not go with this one because it's just freaking gorgeous. And then number 15 is what books do you need to read by the end of the year, and let's just say all of them because I have way too many. My goal is to read 70 books this year, and so far I've read over 35. I think I'm at 36 or 37 right now, so I need to read at least 34, 33 more books, but I have at least 80 unread books on my shelf right now, so I need to get on that. This is the end of the tag. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below some of the questions you want to answer if you want, or just let me know what you thought about all my answers. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Check out my other social media accounts on my Facebook, Twitter, Goodreads, and Instagram. I make a video every Monday and Thursday, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye!